Well, here we are on the Big Island. I've been over here cutting down grass, putting out weed block. Most of my time has been spent unboxing stuff, as you can see here from the pile of cartons. But over here on this side of the carport, stuff's still waiting to be unboxed. Not done with that. Right over here is the sheathing for the floor of my garden tool shed, waiting to be put down today. Yesterday, in between the rain clouds, I managed to get the floor joists framed, so I'm pretty much ready to start to put the floor on today. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Yesterday I had 20 minutes on putting in joists, 20 minutes off breaking down my boxes from my studio, 20 minutes back to the joists, 20 minutes back to the studio as the rains came through. But today it looks like we're going to get quite a spell. It's nice and blue, beautiful puffy white clouds. Looks great today. Yesterday I got maybe 80% of my studio and office unpacked. Still working on it. I did finally get all the kitchenwares unpacked and put away though. That was pretty impressive. Well, despite all of the unpacking and building, I still have managed to do what I do best, and I've begun doing some planting here. The nursery was almost completely empty except for about 25 or 30 pawpaw trees and a few dragon fruit plants because I'd sold everything. But I started filling it all back in again, propagating more dragon fruits. Here on the table, you'll see I've got some 25-gallon tree lugs with copper tape around them. The copper tape is to keep the slugs out. And over here I've got orange dragon fruits. They were planted when I was here back in February. Those are Desert King dragon fruits that I planted just a couple weeks ago. We got all kinds of stuff coming up over here. Here's a row of papayas. That's going to go out in my garden. And I've been growing garden vegetables. We have cabbages and beans and peppers and whatnot all growing over here. Squash plants. I've been doing some rototilling. So I've got the earth kind of worked up over here. Got to put my garden vegetables in this location. Got some pigeon peas. I had to prune the pigeon peas way back to get the weed block off of them. This was sheets of weed block over here. I'm going to take off some more of the weed block and do a little bit more tillage over here. Still getting dragon fruits. We got them in all stages of development over here, which is nice. I can almost always rely on finding some fruit on these cacti. I like this plant. I'm going to do more and more of them. The front landscape had grown completely out of control, so David Cannon and I came in here the other day and cut all the hibiscus back, cut back all the bougainvilleas, cut back the dracaenas, and trimmed things up good. And whoa, was I surprised. Look what I got. I have grumichamas. This is so exciting. It's not only a rather beautiful looking plant, and it has a delicious and interesting fruit. Despite all the cool stuff that we can grow around here, one of the things that is a problem in this area is tomatoes. The tomatoes succumb to leaf diseases in the weather here really easily, and so a lot of people grow them inside hoop houses underneath plastic to keep the plants dry. I came up with an idea here, since I don't have a hoop house going at the moment yet. I decided that I have a great big long eave over here on my lanai, and so I have taken some big tree tubs and I positioned them on the south and the east corners of the lanai and filled them up with potting soil and tossed a couple of tomato plants in there. I've got Ace and this one over here, and my own Summer Surprise and that one there. Let's keep the rain off of them. I'm hoping this is going to work out okay. Bizarro Hoya. Right over here is a real hippie plant. And he's got an anole right up on top there. You can see the little lizard. It's almost the same color as the flowers. This is patchouli. And this is where they get that oil that makes all the hippies smell that way, incense oil. It grows really good here in the garden. It's kind of a nice compact plant. Flowers aren't too pretty, but it smells real nice. I'm kind of enjoying this. This one's going to take a little while, but I'm looking forward to it. This is the miracle fruit. You eat one of these little fruits, it tastes like stale peanut butter, but for about 20 minutes afterwards, lemons taste like syrup. Anything sour tastes sweet. Pretty incredible piece of fruit. They call this place the Orchid Isle, and they are not kidding. Orchids are almost weedy around here. You can see all different types blooming. It's a nice spider orchid right there. Beautiful white lady slipper in one of Barbara's mosaic toad pots. Ellen strapped orchids into almost all the trees around here. So everywhere I go, I've got orchid flowers jutting out of stuff. Orchids, orchids, and orchids. Here's an orchid that's been strapped into a coffee plant. This one hid from me because of its color, but deep inside the Awari Satsuma, we have a Brassila orchid, the spider orchid, right here. I got a rise out of one of the local orchid growers here. When Ellen bought this plant, I took a sniff of it and I turned around and says, smells like spider farts. I thought that was pretty funny. The anthurium's doing quite nicely under my avocado tree. In closing, and in regards to orchids, I have to get back to nailing sheathing before the rain comes. But here's my vanilla orchid. It has been blooming steadily. I have been diligently attempting to learn how to pollinate this thing. So far, I'm failing, but I'm going to keep trying. And maybe by next year, when I have more time to research and study this whole thing, maybe we'll start to get some vanilla beans. We'll find out. But in closing, this Green Garden guy, enjoy. I'm over here enjoying, working, but enjoying. And stay tuned. I'll have probably more interesting videos up and coming. I just wanted to catch a little bit of what was going on. So you folks don't think I forgot completely all about you. I'm just busy. Aloha.